Friends, this is my second part of my discourse about Palakandam in Ramayana. Previously, I was given opportunity to narrate the story of Palakanda. Here, Kambaramayana, we are going through Kambaramayana. We are reading Kambaramayana more for the literary merit than devotional merit, so that we should understand. So it is become Kambaramayana is famous for his Tamil literary merit, for Kamban's merit. By that way only it is spread in Tamil Nadu. For that, the first things this merit we should go to Mr. Sa Ganesan. So he started this Kamban discourse in Tamil Nadu as early as 1939. And Mr. Now this Kamban Kadagam Karaikudi started in 2013 by Mr. P.L. Palniyappan Karaikudi, who associated himself over the long period with Mr. Sa Ganesan. And also incidentally, he was my senior in Alappa College. There itself, there also, when he was in college, he stood for union chairman. He contested, he won, and he did meritorious service. There itself his organizing capacity was known to the people. So I was 1 year junior to him. Later I also became finance secretary there. So with that green memory, I am thankful to him to give me this opportunity. So this course, some 22 chapters I spoke about them. So in each chapter, one poem that appealed to me is taken, and it is given in English translation. Then I am giving that some importance of that verses. So first that means invocation. That means invocation here. Let me read in Tamil that Kamban verses, then my English translation. This translation based was P.S. Sundarams, who translated Kambaramayana long back. So on that basis I have written. First, this invocation. Ulagam yavayum tamula akkalum, nilai peruttalum, நீக்களும் நீங்களா அழகிலா விளையாட்டு உடையார் அவர் தலைவர் அன்னவர்க்கே சரண் நாங்களே. That means he alone is our head, our sole refuge, who by himself creates, preserves and put an end to all the worlds in ceaseless sports. So this is first in praise of God. Here we have to know that he is writing Kambaramayana in order to make Rama as incarnation of Vishnu. Here he has not used this in praise of Vishnu. Here none is mentioned. Who is the God? Whether he is Vishnu or is Shiva, nothing is mentioned. Simply just one supreme consciousness he is taking. So his secularism is reflected from this song. With this merit, we will proceed further. The first chapter, already I told, it is about river Sarayu. There, in the second stanza, he says, in Tamil, let me read, நீர் அணிந்த கடவுள் நிறந்த வான் ஆறு அணிந்து சென்று ஆர்களி மேய்ந்து அகில் சேறு அணிந்த முலை திரு மங்கைதன் வீறு அணிந்தவன் மேனியின் மீண்டதே. In English, the clouds looking like ash-smeared God, Shiva, traveling the beautiful landscape, gulped the sea. It went to sea, taking sea, gulped the sea, and returning like the dark colored god, having in his chest oil-smeared breasted goddess. So here he says that the cloud, when it's reaching to sea, it is pure white, just like Kailash mountain, just like Shiva, appearance of Shiva. And it taking water from the sea, then returning to land to pour rain, then it become dark. So it is just like a Vishnu. So in the very first itself, he belongs to Saivet clan, and he is writing about Vaishnavite legend. So in the stanza, he has introduced both God. So in that for raining, that means white God into likened to Shiva, and returning dark cloud returning to Vishnu. So by that way, this stanza is famous for that. So next chapter is land. That is 61 stanza is written. There I have taken the poem that appealed to me is that நீரிடை உறங்கும் சங்கம் நிழடை உறங்கும் மேதி தாரிடை உறங்கும் வண்டு தாமரை உறங்கும் செய்யாள் தூரிடை உறங்கும் ஆமை துறையிடை உறங்கும் இப்பி போரிடை உறங்கும் அன்னம் பொழிலிடை உறங்கும் தோகை. Here, that English translation, the conches sleep in water, the buffaloes in the shade, the bees inside the garland, goddess Lakshmi in the lotus, the tortoises in the marshland, the ostriches in deep water, the swans in harvest field, and the peacocks sleep in the grove. So here why it is important means this Sanda, if one want to sleep, having sound sleep, his stomach should be full and he should be fearless and he should have enjoyed. Then only he can have sound sleep. So here, so many things they are sleeping in the land. He says that. Conches sleep in water, and buffaloes in the shade they are sleeping, and the bees they are sleeping in the garlands. And here also goddess Lakshmi, she is sleeping in the lotus. And tortoises, they are sleeping in the marshy land. Then ostriches, they are sleeping in the deep water. Then the swans, they are in the harvest field, and the peacocks in the grove. So everybody, all the things in the land, they are all happy. That is why they are sleeping. So he is concluded like that. So next, the third chapter is about the city. In the city, 75 stanzas. The 165th stanza is that தெள்வார் மழையும் திரை ஆழியும் உட்க நாளும் வள்வார் முரசம் அதிர்மா நகர் வாழும் மாக்கள் கள்வார் இலாமை பொருள் காவலும் இல்லை யாதும் கொள்வார் இலாமை கொடுப்பார்களும் இல்லை மாதோ. Drums that beat all day shamed the rain clouds and the sea. There were no gods, as there were no thieves. None ever gave, for none ever took. So, a very important that there were no gods, as there were no thieves. So, he says that there is no thieves, and also there is no rich, no one is rich, no one is poor. So none ever gave, for none ever took. So next, the king. In the king, about 12 stanzas, here he says about the merit of Dasarada. ஈந்தே கடந்தான் இறப்போர் கடலெண் இல்நுண் நூல் ஆய்ந்தே கடந்தான் அறிவியனும் அளக்கர் வாளால் காய்ந்தே கடந்தான் பகைவேலை கருத்துமுற்ற தோய்ந்தே கடந்தான் திருவின் தொடர்போக பௌவம். He crossed the sea of takers. He crossed the sea of takers by giving them. The sea of wisdom by the learning of books, the sea of enemies by the answer of swords, and the sea of riches with content mind. The last sentence most important. The one who is rich is the one who is content. If a man is content, he is rich. If he is not content, the whole world is his, even though he is not rich. He won't feel rich. So the last sentence is the very important sentence. So the Dasaratha crossed the riches by being content. The next chapter 5, the divine descent, அவதார படலம். ஒரு பகல் உலகு எல்லாம் உதரத்து உள்பொதிந்து அருமறைக்கு உணர்வு தரும் அவனை அஞ்சன கருமுகில் கொழுந்து எழில் காட்டும் சோதியை திரு உற பயந்தனன் திறம்தொன் கோசலை. Kausalya gave birth to that dazzling splendor, that incredible rain cloud, who had once hidden in his stomach all the worlds in cosmos. So here this birth of Rama is spoken. Here Kausalya has given birth to Rama. Here what Kambar says that the Rama has the whole world was inside him. That Rama was inside the womb of Kausalya and he came down. So by that way here the birth itself, how mighty Rama is, Dasaratha is telling. Then chapter 6, handing over. எண்ணிலா அருந்தவத்தோன் இயம்பிய சொல் மருமத்தின் எரிவேல் பாய்ந்த புன்னிலாம் பெரும்புழையில் கனல் நுழைந்தாலென செவியில் புதலொடும் உள் நிலாவிய துயரம் பிடித்து உந்த ஆறுயிர் நின்று ஊசலாட கண்ணிலான் பெற்று இழந்தான் என உழந்தான் கடும் துயரம். Here Vishwamitra has come, he has asked Dasaratha to send Rama along with him, that he could not be born by Dasaratha. So here Dasaratha states how is it that is Kambar telling that. Hearing this, the king's heart was pierced, as if death himself demanded his life. He felt his life swung on a thread and was like one who, born blind, had gained sight to lose it again. The one who was born blind had gained sight to lose it again. So that means Dasaratha was suffering for want of children. He got, now again he has to lose, because Dasaratha think that if this small boy, if he sent along Dasaratha to fight demon, there is every possibility that he might not return. So with that agony he was telling. Then chapter 7, Tataka killed. அண்ணல் முனிவர்க்கு அது கருத்து எனினும் ஆவி உன் என வடிவு கணை தொடுக்கிலன் உயிர்க்கே துண்யனும் வினைத்தொழில் தொடங்கி உழலெனும் பெண் என மனத்திடை பெருந்தகை நினைத்தான். Here this Tataka is Rama is about annihilate Tataka. At the time Rama feel that she is a woman. Whether we can kill a woman whether a man can kill a woman in war. So that he was disturbed by that mind, that he is telling like here. Though Rama knew the sage wish, he had back his deathly shaft. His large heart would not permit to kill a woman, though her frightful threat was to his own life. Even though his life was at a threat, how can I kill a woman? By that way he thought that. So next is chapter 8, the Yaga, Velvi Padalam. Here one says Vamana, the Kambar here bringing about Vamana story, Vamana Mahabali story. மாய்ந்தவர் அல்லர்கள் மாயாது ஏந்திய கைகொடு இறந்தவர் எந்தாய் வீந்தவர் என்பவர் வீந்தவரேனும் ஈந்தவர் அல்லது இருந்தவர் யாரோ. Here he emphasizes that giving, whatever we have, that we give to whoever asks. Here he said that, my father, the dead one, not those who stretched their hands to give. Those who stretched their hand to give, they are not dead. My father, the dead one, not those who stretched their hands to give. Lifeless indeed are they, who lived but never gave, who prayed to those. One must give what they have when they have it. One must give what they have when they have it. So here the Kambar says that ethics, again, in order this ethics, that giving ethics, he is insisted. The next is Ahalya, number chapter 9. இவ்வண்ணம் நிகழ்ந்த வண்ணம் இனியுந்த உலகுக்கெல்லாம் உய்வண்ணம் அன்றி மற்றுவோர் துயர்வண்ணம் உருது உண்டோ துயர்வண்ணம் உருவது உண்டோ மைவண்ணத்து அரைக்கி போரின் மழைவண்ணத்து அண்ணலே உன் கைவண்ணம் அங்கு கண்டேன் கால்வண்ணம் இங்கு கண்டேன். This is very famous song, everybody knows that. Here he says two things. The previous chapter he says that the Tadagi, that Rakshashi, she was killed by his hand, so that evil was removed, impediment was removed. Here he says that he gave life to Ahalya by his heart, by his feet. So that is, he says, Kaivannam Angu Kandan, Kaivannam Angu Kandeen, Kalvannam Ingu Kandeen. This is as if the Viswamitra tells about Rama, it is coming there. So next chapter 10. Midula approached. எண்ணரும் நலத்தினாள் இணையல் நின்றுழி கண்ணொடு கண்ணினை கல்வி ஒன்றை ஒன்று உண்ணவும் நிறைபெறாது உணர்வும் ஒன்றிட அண்ணலும் நோக்கினான் அவளும் நோக்கினாள். This also very very famous song, everybody knows. Fair beyond thought she stood there. Fair beyond thought she stood there. Her eyes met Rama's, and stunned, they feasted upon each other. Their souls, no longer in their own possession, became one. So here that is just a sexual attraction, first sight, love at first sight, he expressed in such a way that both are seeing each other and both souls came out and mingled. Then chapter 11, ancestry set forth. அலை உருவு அக்கடல் உருவத்து ஆண்டகை தன் நீண்டு உயர்ந்த நிலை உருவப் புயல்வலியை நீர் உருவு நோக்கு ஐயா உலை உருவக் கனல் உமிழ்கண் தாடகை தன்னுரம் உருவி மலை உருவி மரமுருவி மண்ணுருவிற்று ஒரு வாளி. Here this is ancestry set forth. Here Kambar, in order to Janaka, about Dasaratha and their ancestors, everything is explained to Janaka in this Padalam, in this chapter. Here he says how effective is Rama's bow. So he says that, O king, the masculine Rama in the hue waves of the dark sea has massive shoulders, and so notice his strength. One of his arrows pierced the chest of the emitting Tataka and went through a mountain, several trees, and the earth. So he said that one arrow, it killed Tataka, the Rakshashi, and after that also it pierced through Tataka, then through so many trees, at last it pierced into the earth. With that force he sent that arrow, he says. Next, the bow. தடுத்து இமையாமல் இருந்தவர் தாளின் மடுத்ததும் நான் நுதி வைத்ததும் நோக்கார் கடுப்பினில் யாரும் அறிந்திலர் கையால் எடுத்தது கண்டனர் இற்றது கேட்டார். So here that mighty bow, so it was people see that it was being lifted. Immediately they said the thunder of that crash. Here what they say that here the Rama is supposed to take the bow and put that arrow and send it, but not break it. But here what happened is that it was broken. So here also it is said that because of old bow and because of mighty hand Rama took, it itself gave way and broke. It was not broken by Rama, it gave its way and broke. By that way, people told that. So next, Dasarada on the move. So now from Ayodhya to Mithila, after receiving news from Mithila about Rama's this breaking things and wedding, so Dasarada started with his troops. At the time it is coming. Sandavar Kulal Sorbavai Tangalar Sindum Megalai Sindayim Segalar Endavil Iruthan Enivin Solai Maindar Pesa Manamgaditu Oduvar. Not concerned about their tied truss loosening. Truss means hair. Hair is loosening. The ladies they are all running to see, to reach Mithila. Not concerned about their tied truss loosening, unmindful of their waist belt loosening their gems, on hearing from their men that Rama had broken the bow, all ladies were merrily running about. So after hearing the news, all the women were merrying about this, that he says that they are not bothered about their modesty being loosening in their dress. Next, Chandrasela. Here after one day they are resting the Chandrasela, there it is happening. Unna amudu anna kalai porul, உள்ளது உண்டும் பெண்ணார் அமுதம் அணையார் மனத்து ஊடல் பேர்த்தும் பன்னார்ந்த பாடல் செவிமாந்தி பயன்கொள் ஆடல் கண்ணால் நனி துய்க்கவும் கங்குல் கழிந்தது அன்றே. With the inedible arts experienced, the rare woman sulks well addressed, the refined music having soothed the ears, and the dancers having feasted the eyes, the night passed. So after that, the night passed means the enjoying all this merriment, the people started sleeping, he says like that. Next, plucking flower. பூங்கை படலம். நஞ்சினம் கொடியநாட்டம் அமுதியன நயந்து நோக்கி செஞ்சவ கமலக்கையால் தீண்டலும் நீண்ட கொம்பார் தம் சிலம்பு அடியில் மென்பூச் சொரிந்து உடன் தாழ்ந்து என்றால் வஞ்சிபோல் மருங்குலார் மாட்டு யாவரே வணங்கலாதார். So here says that the women folk of Dasarada kingdom, how beautiful they are, and people how after seeing them they will bow to them. Even the flowering plants, they bow and shed their flowers at the feet by seeing the beauty of women. That is narrated. Seeing from desire with the eyes more venomous than venom, when women touched the lofty branches, if they stopped dropping flowers at their anklet feet, who would not bow to the Vanji fine hipped damsels? Vanji means it's a kind, in all Sangam literature, it is referred as hip of the ladies, like Vanji wine. Next, sporting in the river. This also next, after that, after resting, so they are sporting in the river. கதம்பம் நாள் விரை கள் அவிழ்த்தாதொடும் ததும்பு பூந்திரை தன்புணல் சுட்டதால் நிதம்ப பாரத்து ஓர் நேரிரைகளை காமத்தால் வெதும்புவாள் உடல் வெப்பம் வெதுப்பவே. This is beautiful analysis is given. That means when we become passionate, our body will be raising temperature. So here water got heat from the woman because of their passion. The cool water studded with the scented flowers shedding pollen grains and nectar went hot. That means cool water went hot because of the heat emitted by an ornamented and heavy-hipped woman smitten with passion. One woman smitten with passion, she immersed herself in the water. Because of the heat of her body, this cool water became hot. He says like that. So next, festivity. Chapter 17. பொருகரும் மதனன் போல்வான் ஒருவனும் பூவின் மேல் திருவினுக்கு ஓமை சால்வாள் ஒருத்தியும் சேக்கை போரில் ஒருவருக்கு ஒருவர் தோளார் ஒத்தனர் உயிரும் ஒன்றே இருவரது உணர்வும் ஒன்றே என்றபோது யார் வெல்வார்? So here one man and woman in love, if they date, nobody can win because they will become one. One cannot win one. A young man like Madan, fearless, and young woman like Lakshmi engaged in a combat of love, neither yielding to the other, both alike their life one. So they both become one. Thus there is no question of yielding to each other. Then their senses, chapter 18, welcoming Dasarada. எங்கும் திருமகளின் விளக்கம் கொடி உளாலோ தனி குடை உளாலோ குலப்படி உளாலோ கடல்படை உளாலோ பகர்மடி இலா அரசன் மார்பிலில் உளாலோ வளர்முடி உளாலோ தெரிந்து உணர்கலாம் உளறியாள். Here the Lakshmi, where he is seated, it is in confusion. That is, he is being told. In the red lotus seated goddess in the chest of the king. That means Lakshmi is resting in the Dasarada kingdom. Where she is resting or everywhere she is resting, nobody can tell. That is about this song. In the red lotus seated goddess in the chest of the king, Dasarada, tireless and virtuous, in his flattering crown, in the sea of his army, his dynasty or his flag, where who knows. So next is procession. விரிந்து வீழ் கூந்தல் பாரார் மேகலை அற்ற நோக்கார் சரிந்தபூம் துகில்கள் தாங்கார் இடைதடுமாறத் தாழார் நெருங்கினார் நெருங்கி புக்கு நீங்குமீன் நீங்குமீன் என்று அரும்கலம் அணைய மாதர் தேனுகர் அழியின் மொய்த்தார் swimming. Here the people are all rushing to have the glimpse of Rama. So how speedily they are going, how unmindful of their dress, that is he is telling. Hair adrift and wet with flowers, waistlets slipping, garments loosened and gait unbalanced, saying breathlessly, make way, make way. The rare jewels adorning women swammed around. So next is தோள் கண்டார் தோளே கண்டார் தொடுகடல் கமலமன்ன தாழ் கண்டார் தாழே கண்டார் தடக்கை காண்டாரும் அத்தே வாழ்கண்ட கண்ணார் யாரே வடிவினை முடியைக் கண்டார். So here Raman in the procession, and by that way the ladies are all rushing and seeing them. Then they say that those who saw his shoulder only saw. Those his foot, only his foot. Those his arm, only his arm. Which of those sword like eyes caught his form complete? What single creed grabs God entire? The ladies are all seeing. The one lady, if the eyes fall on shoulder, it is not moving out of shoulder. To that extent it is beautiful. Another lady's eyes falls on arm, it is not moving at arm. So by that way, each one seeing only one part. Nobody has seen all the parts of Rama. By that way, Rama's handsomeness, that means narrated here. Next is the graceful Sita. இடைவுவா மதியின் நோக்கி மழைகுலாம் ஓதினல்லார் களிமயக்குற்று நின்றார் உழைகுலாம் நயனத்தார் மாட்டு ஒன்று ஒன்றே விரும்புதற்கொத்த அழகியலாம் ஒருங்கே கண்டால் யாவரே ஆற்றவல்லார். The dark-haired maidens stood entranced by this full moon. With her jeweled breast, every woman in our world might boast of one kind of beauty or another, but who can resist all beauties distilled in one? That means one person can be known for one type of things for their beauty, but here Sita is not like that. Everything is beautiful, and even woman liking woman. பெண்ணிற்கு பெண்ணே பேராசை கொள்ளும் பேரழகெல்லாம் படைத்தவளோ. The same thing here it is written. Sita is so beautiful that the women who are decorating makeup in her, they themselves fell in love with her. Next is wedding. இடம்படு இடம்படு தோழவனோடு இளைய வேள்வி தொடங்கிய வெம்கணல் சூழ்வரு போதில் மடம்படு சிந்தையாள் மாறு பிறப்பின் உடம்பு உயிரை தொடர்கின்றதை ஒத்தாள். Walking behind his broad shoulders around the sacred and blazing fire, the gentle girl was the very symbol of a body pursuing its beloved soul in the eyes of the births and deaths. Here he says that in that marriage period and Agni Valam, that means Rama and Sita, they are circling the fire. At that time, Kambar says that Sita as a body, Rama as a soul, so body is taking the soul in the unification. In the union of Sita and Rama, Sita body is taking the soul of Rama. By that way he is comparing. Then the last one is Parasuram. எய்த அம்பு இடை பழுது எய்திடாமல் என் செய்தவம் யாவையும் சிதைக்கவே என கை அவன் நெகிழ்தலும் கணையும் சென்று அவன் மைகரு தவம் எல்லாம் வாரி மீண்டதே. That the arrow you aim should not go vain. I concede readily, let it destroy all my penances, he said. Rama's hand released the arrow and it promptly gathered all of the rich penance and came back. So here this is a duel from Parasuram and Rama. So Parasuram gave this Vishnu bow and challenged him to take it and break it. So that Rama was easily can do that and did it. So Rama says that now you give me a target. You cannot be the target because I will not kill you. You was doing tapas and I will not kill you even though you have killed so many Kshatrika. I will not kill you. But you give me some target for me for this arrow. For that he gave that all my parents you take the arrow. So by that way he killed and that parents also all come back to Rama. By that way Rama is further strengthened. By that way he shows that. So thank you very much for listening to my discourse.